when you shared. I think we're going to touch almost every single one of those, including if you're not sure what this is all about. So kicking it off, wanted to go over our last year's winners. So our health challenge last year kind of got cut off early, right at the beginning of the pandemic, and we lost out on the last couple weeks. And throughout the year, I've been trying to pick the time of like, when are we actually going to be able to get back together and celebrate all these awesome things that we did? And it just honestly hasn't happened. So I wanted to take a minute to celebrate those two people that won. One of them is on the call, and the other, be awesome if y'all know him to reach out. But Ethan Lane and Keith Owen really crushed it last year, set some awesome goals and just really crushed it throughout the challenge, both as far as like aesthetic goals and what they're doing inside and outside of the gym. So congratulations, Ethan and Keith, maybe if you see this video, because it is recording.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Heck yeah. So Ethan and then Keith, please see me next week. I have some things in the gym for you for winning that last year. So this year we're kind of flipping the script a little bit and turning it from less of a competition and more focusing on leaning on our community and focusing on holistic health and how we can make that a long-term thing. So diving in, if you have questions, I have some spots where I'll just pause and ask if people have questions. If we get into a lot of back and forth on these different topics, it could eat up a lot of time, and I just want to be respectful of everybody's time this evening. Cool. I can only see 4 people and it's super weird, but I'm going with it. So last year's winners, and then we're going to move on to the 6 factors of what we are going to be focusing on throughout this whole health reset. So the key factors in our health, obviously there's a lot that plays into our health, but the big things we're going to be focusing on are nutrition, sleep, recovery, lifestyle, mindset, and of course, I mean, we all do the CrossFits, so we'll be working on our fitness as well over the next 6 weeks. So just want to dive into each one of these kind of high level, and then we'll have some time on the end if anybody wants to dive into anything deeper. So I know a lot of people were talking about counting their macros and paleo, zone, those type of things. Unlike last year, we are not going to be doing, we're not going to be going over those things in detail. If you are interested in any of those different nutrition plan styles, please lean on your groups. And that's a big part of this, is we're going to divide all of you that are interested in joining in this into small groups to hold each other accountable. So if you're interested in those things, do some research on your own and lean on the people in your groups. And I'll be strategically putting people in groups that are knowledgeable on those things. Cool. So nutrition, very, very high level. So I mentioned like zone, primal, keto, Whole30, all of those things, if you look at them at a high level, they kind of all lean toward this, and some people have seen some really good results from all of those things. So eating more lean protein, vegetables, fish, eggs, healthy fats, nuts, and seeds, and cutting out or reducing these foods. So processed foods, sugar, alcohol, Caden.
Oh, I'm out of
Cut or reduce can be a healthy shift. So soft drinks, artificial sweeteners, vegetable oils, margarine, and trans fats. So that is the big thing that we are going to hit on nutrition. As far as looking at meal plan types of things. But what we're going to get into more further in this discussion is tracking our habits around nutrition, and then figuring out kind of our motivators and our stressors that can kind of influence what our nutrition looks like. Anything to add to that? Nutrition?
No.
All right.
If it has a list of ingredients, it's probably not as great for you as something that is a food.
Yep. So moving on to the second one, fitness. We do CrossFit. And CrossFit makes it pretty simple to improve your fitness across the board, getting stronger, faster, more endurance, whatever your goals may be. Literally all you have to do is show up and do the work. And then these are the potential benefits. So on the left-hand side is kind of like the duh things that come along with working out. So gaining muscle and strength, muscle strength and mass, crushing your PRs, increasing endurance, and maybe even looking better in the mirror when we're gaining muscle, losing fat, that type of things. But I would rather focus our conversation on the more long-term things that are going to affect our health throughout our lives. So working out can make us happier people, reduce the risk of many common health issues like heart disease, diabetes, increase our bone density and give us strong muscles to support our bones as we age, increase energy, improve blood pressure and cholesterol levels, improve brain health and memory. Just the list goes on and on and on and on. And I want to try to shift our focus to those things. Like the things on the left, those things are just going to happen if you can find a balance in your lifestyle and all 6 aspects of what we're talking about. Cool. Sleep. Everybody knows we need sleep. Sleep is when our body and brain recovers. So 2 of the 3 cycles, there's obviously light sleep, which I didn't include in here. But when we get into REM, that is when our brain recovers. And when we get into deep sleep, when you're in that coma-like sleep where it's hard to wake you, that is when all of the cells in our body are taking time to recover. So if we aim to get 8+ hours of sleep per night, we will perform better at work, as a human being, in the gym. Just everything will be better if we are letting our body and brain recover. Oop. Somebody just joined and I can't find the admit button.
It's blue right there.
I don't have a mouse.
Oh, you don't have a mouse.
1 second, y'all. Great. Please pause. Let me see if I can join on my phone and let them in. It'll show. Technical difficulties.
Here's a dancing intermission.
Always fun. Is it a dog dancing?
It's a tater tot.
Nice. Also, what do you do for lighting in there, Adam? It looks pretty fancy.
Just some smart bulbs in the
Nice.
ceiling.
You probably don't want to ask
Hmm.
for a long time.
Cool. It does look like that person dropped, so I will follow up with them. Moving on. Okay. Oh, thank you. So first 3 things that we hit on are kind of just general things that we all know about being healthier human beings. And one of the big focuses throughout this reset is going to be switching your mindset and doing some self-reflection to make that shift in our mind to be healthier. So one of the big questions that we'll be asking right off the bat is like, where your life is at right now with all of the chaos of the world around us. Are you actually ready to make a change and make a shift toward a healthier lifestyle? If not, that's totally okay. And you might discover like, I just got too much going on right now. I don't have the time for this. That's totally cool. We've got work, family, friends, fitness. When do we take some R&R? There's a lot of stress with everything going on right now. How do we sleep when we're balancing all these things and we're in a pandemic, which is just a crazy curveball, and it's hard to find the balance in all of it. So throughout this reset, we are going to help you discover the tools to find your root motivators, stressors, and techniques for learning how to balance all of these things. So kind of adding a little bit onto that, which we'll dive into at the end. When we divide into our groups throughout this weekend, there's going to be weekly homework and different exercises to kind of expose these different things and how we can work through them. When we master our mindsets and can find a healthy balance, all of the rest of the things, so all of those goals and things that you all want to hit, when we find that balance, those things will just happen, which is just pretty awesome. I've found, and I've been doing this for years and years, doing different challenges, different nutrition things, is if I'm only focusing on that one piece, if I'm focusing on nutrition and I'm focusing on my sleep and water intake and being good at getting in the gym, that's only just part of the picture. And when I've found on focusing on fixing my mindset, reducing my stress, and finding the balance in all of it, that's when I start to see real results. And that's what I'd like for all of you to find as well. Lifestyle, another deep one. And we'll be doing this and talking about this throughout this reset. But look at the 5 people around you in your life that you spend the most time with, not including kids. So I'm talking peers, friends, family, adults that are in your life. Are they working towards a healthier lifestyle, or are they at least in support of you working to be healthier? If not, throughout this is a great time to have that conversation with them and be like, hey, I'm working on doing XYZ because I really want to get to a healthier version of me. And I'd appreciate your support by giving me this. And that could be anything, whatever it is that they might be influencing you towards not being so healthy. Just having those honest conversations with those people in your life can be huge. And then also, if you find that you look at the 5 people that are around you and they're not super supportive of making a shift, find some people like the groups that we're going to create that will support you in these things, and try to spend some more time online or socially distanced with them. And if you do have those 5 people in your life, awesome. Keep it up. And I'm glad that you have those people. So recovery, this is something that it's been kind of challenging, and I'm sure some of you have struggled with this a bit in the gym, being that we have hour-long classes and we kind of kick you out the door and we can't take advantage of the extra space that we have for recovery just to keep everybody safe. I know that's been challenging, and I'm working on some things in that realm to assist with that here in 2021. So recovery, take rest days, Nestor. Stretch, foam roll, and attend mobility class. Take ice or Epsom salt baths. Get a massage and a chiropractic adjustment. Go see Hugh. If you guys haven't met Hugh, he leads our mobility classes, and he also does soft tissue work outside of the gym. It's a super gentle, magical thing that he does with his hands. So if you have some soft tissue things going on, he's a great resource to lean on. Dry needling can be super helpful to loosen up our muscles and keep our joints moving smoothly. And I won't name names, but injuries happen. And I would encourage you to not push through those injuries, or when you're starting to have those pains in your body that aren't a regular just muscle soreness. Don't push through those things. Take a day off. That's okay. Or just lean on us coaches for modifications, which a lot of you are great on doing. It's just like, frick, my back, my knee hurts today. What else can I do instead, coach? Like that's one of the big things we're there for, is we want to keep you healthy and moving in the gym long term. All right, I will pause there. There's a lot that we went over, and I'll go back to the main slide on our 6 aspects of making a healthier shift. So nutrition, sleep, recovery, lifestyle, mindset, fitness. Anybody have questions or comments on anything that I've covered so far? All right. Oh.
Coach, this is Caitlin, one of the Caitlins. I would just say that if anybody has any questions about modifying with an ache and a pain, just ask the oldsters around you, because we're pretty good at that. Yeah.
I appreciate that, Caitlin. Thank you. All right. So diving into the format of this 6-week reset. So for all of you that are interested in moving forward from this kickoff meeting, I'll have you shoot me an email just saying, hey, coach, yep, I'm in. And then and I'd like that email, let's do Saturday by midnight. And let me know if you want to be in. And then by Sunday evening, we're going to organize you into small groups. And throughout the 6 weeks, you're going to be working with those people, logging your habits, doing your homework, and discussing what you discover about your journey throughout this 6 weeks, and sharing resources. Maybe that's some recipes or meditation techniques, whatever it might be. And then the big thing, I think like 8 of you mentioned this, is like, frick, I need some accountability in my life. The gym has been growing, and one of the side effects that I've noticed of that is I work with, and all of the coaches, we work with so many people throughout the week, and I honestly can't be there to hold everyone accountable throughout the week on all of these things. So I'd like you to lean on each other, hold each other accountable throughout this challenge. And then, so getting started, shoot me an email, contact@cfcfortitude.com. And then the big thing between now and next Monday, we're going to be doing a lot of logging and notebooking on different habits and different exercises that we're doing throughout this challenge. Starting next week, one of the exercises that we're going to be doing is just throughout each week, how many meals did you have where it was all whole foods, not processed stuff with sugar and whatnot? How much sleep were you getting per night? What are the things that are stressing you out throughout the week? How many times did you make it to the gym, or what's the exercise that you're getting outside of the gym? And then we'll have some other spaces for statistics and general notes throughout the week. And then also there will be an exercise. The first exercise we're going to do next week in our groups is finding our root motivations for why we want to achieve the things that we want to achieve. Which is kind of just a deep dive reflection. And I'm not going to dive into the details on that, but when I send out the homework on Sunday night, it'll break down how we're going to perform that first exercise. And then from there, throughout the week, I'm going to connect you with everybody that is in your group. I'm going to connect you via email, but if you'd prefer to like get on Facebook Messenger or text message each other, or like have a weekly or bi-weekly Zoom call, that is totally up to you on how you'd like to self-organize. And then each week we're just going to be kind of adding on to our logbook and then diving into those exercises on those 6 aspects that we have talked about today. Does that make sense? And part of that's going to be goal setting as well. Stuff inside, outside of the gym, and just touching on basically everything that all of you mentioned. And there's a big reason of why I'm not telling you about all the homework right now is because I want you to just focus on those things that I mentioned. Next week is all just getting your group together and just getting in the habit of tracking some of the big hitters. Cool.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Heck yeah. I'm excited for all of you to get started. So shoot me that email sometime between now and Saturday. And there is one more thing that I wanted to mention before we kind of wrap up and see if anybody has anything else to say or has further questions. Dr. Carolyn Francavilla Brown, so you'll know her as Care in the gym. She is an MD-L1. She is one of the very few doctors that actually went through the CrossFit MD-L1 cert. And she runs a family and obesity medicine practice in the Green Mountain area. It's right off of
Union.
It's right off of Union. So it's close to Union 6. So if you are looking for a new primary care physician, or if you're in, how did you phrase it before? I don't want to mess it up.
If you're battling with obesity, could use some medical intervention, I believe is how she phrased it. She is awesome. She's also going to be coaching in the gym here soon. She's going to be she reached out to me a couple weeks ago and she wants to do some paired coaching and doing some getting some more exposure to the actual coaching side of the world, because she actually hasn't had the opportunity to coach since she took her L1. So you'll see her around probably more in the evening classes, just once every couple weeks. Cool. All right, y'all. I'll open the floor. Any questions, comments?
There are a couple of questions in the chat. I don't know if you're seeing that.
I have not.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you. Ethan raised his hand. Go ahead, Ethan.
It was entirely an accident, but I do have a question. Fat thumbs. Yeah, I do Huel. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but would that count as whole food? I mean, they kind of market themselves as whole food, kind of a shake meal replacement thing, but I don't know if you count that or if you know anything about it or what.
I think if you're getting something out of a package, or if it's meal replacement, it's not technically counted as a whole food, but I'll leave that to Sean.
That is a tough one for sure. So I would say if the ingredients are like apples, oats, fruits, vegetables, those type of things, I would count that as a whole food.
And Ethan, and how often are you going to lean on that might be a bigger question. If it's like occasionally I'm going to be in a huge crunch and that's something I'm going to take on the go because it's convenient, right? But I think the purpose of this is to just really focus on stuff that doesn't have to be processed at all, right? Like those whole foods, those real foods had to be processed in a way to become fuel. So, that definitely changes it. So I really liked Caitlin's answer to that. So if it's something you're going to use in moderation, perhaps, but if it's something you're going to be pounding every day, but that's completely up to you. Like this is just something for everyone to figure out what works best for themselves and their body. And if those work wonderfully for you and you like to replace a meal a day with that, then that's what's best for you.
Sweet. That answers it. Thank you.
Thank you. It is toasty. Let me turn that down. How many people will be in a group? These are going to be, it depends on how many people reach out to me. But I'm looking at this right now. I'm guessing 3 to 5 people are going to be in a group. Which email? We got that there. contact@cfc42.com. Perfect. So one of the big things that I didn't mention throughout this today is in previous years when we've done a nutrition challenge, there's been a winner. So congratulations, to you on that, Ethan. This year, we're kind of shifting away from that a little bit. Of we're not going to pick a winner. This isn't really a challenge. This is focusing on you and finding the things that work for you, and that's yeah. So basically, looking at it, I look at when I put a prize out there, I'm saying, hey, we're going to pick a winner out of this at the end of 6 weeks. That's an extrinsic motivation. So from the outside, and big parts of this reset are focused on finding the intrinsic motivation. So what motivates you from the inside without needing that external motivation. So that was a very, very intentional shift this year. Ooh, I haven't mentioned anything about weight. Yes, that is very true. Very intentional as well, along with that extrinsic and intrinsic motivation, is looking at focusing on all of these different aspects of health. I look at weight loss and those goals that we have as goals that are, which is always great to have different goals, whether it's lifting heavier, cutting whatever percentage of body fat. I look at those as side effects of focusing on holistic health. And yes, that was very intentional of not talking about, hey, the winner of this challenge is gonna, if they lose 20 pounds in this 6 week, hey, awesome job. Which, I mean, can be a good thing for some folks, but that is not the focus. But if that's a side effect of this, freaking awesome.
I was just responding to Kate.
Yeah, and if you guys want to track those things, go for it. I would encourage you to keep your Speedo pics to yourself.
Hey, I know that last year we were thinking about doing an in-house competition. Is there still something like that in the plans?
Sure.
What does that look like? I know that COVID kind of makes that difficult too. So
yeah, so been bouncing that around with some different folks in the gym, and being timeline of when we're doing this reset and when the open is coming. This leads right up to the open. So we are going to do an in-house competition for the open this year. And details of that will be coming out soon. But I'm leaning towards random partners. So throw your name in a hat, RX scaled, doesn't matter. I want it to be fun. And we'll just see what partners we draw. But if you have
want Lawanda, I want you on my team. Let's make that happen.
Do it. But yeah, if you have any thoughts on random partner teams, so you like it, don't like it, things you'd like to see in that in-house competition, definitely let me know. Yes. Your goals. So the question is, so our goals are our own. This is not for weight loss or muscle mass. Yes. So throughout this, we'll be doing some goal setting exercises. And if you do have some weight loss or muscle mass goals, part of that exercise is going to be diving into the root. Why do you want to achieve those things? If you have a good reason of why you want to hit those things, frick yeah, set those as your goals. All right, anything else, y'all? All right. Well, is that a toy in your room there, Adam?
Nope.
It's
nope.
mine.
The dogs are snoozing.
That's
on the bed
that's
together.
Call for give me attention now.
Why are you staring at your computer still?
Yeah.
Lady, get it. And so I mentioned Dr. Frankervilla Care. Nixon, would you like to talk about what you're getting going on as far as is your new business adventure?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm all about this challenge. I'm actually starting up a holistic health coaching business. And I love what all of you guys said about accountability because that's basically the root of it. And the word holistic means basically everything's connected. So when he doesn't mention weight or anything like that, just like he said, those are those personal goals that each one of us has for a reason. And I don't think people really like dive deep to ask themselves, why do you have those goals? So I am doing a 6-month program right now. And if you have any questions, I can send you my email, but loving this challenge because it's kind of directly leading into what I'm doing.
Heck yeah.
And I'll leave it at that because I'll talk all night about it. You know that.
Yeah. So Nixon, you can find her in the gym, and I'm sure if you're interested in getting connected with her, if you don't have her information, definitely reach out to me. All right.
Hey, Coach.
Yo.
So, sorry, if we decide to join this challenge, we send you our registration or whatever by email by Saturday, and then you're gonna send us details on what.
On Sunday, you know who is in your group, and then what we're starting to track and dive into the first week as far as homework.
Okay.
I mean, you all have my phone number too. You're welcome to email or text message me, whatever works best for you. Just say, hey, coach, I'm in, or like, hey, pass, I'll do it another time or do my own thing. That's totally cool too. See you, Kristen.